a video about the Virginia referendum. Can the Democrats win the referendum? Because we have new early vote data. Now almost 800,000 people already voted in the referendum. And now we're going to analyze the data, seeing the trends, and if the Democrats can actually pull this out. Because this is a must win if the Democrats want to get a bigger majority of 240, 250 seats. Probably they need this extra seats in Virginia to a 10-to-1 map to the Democrats. It's very important. And don't forget, if you are from Virginia, go vote. You have early in-person voting, also vote by mail. And don't forget as well, election day is on April the 21st. It's going to be very important and massive. Now I'm going to talk about the map. So this is the referendum on April the 21st, as I said. It's going to be a map to revamp everything to be a 10-to-1 majority for the Democrats in the basically the map, which is very, very interesting. But don't forget something here. The Democrats don't need to win this in order to conquest the House, but they need for sure to get a wider majority. The Republicans must not lose the referendum, so the no must win if the Republicans want to actually get a chance of taking the House, because of staying with the House majority, because it will be very, very hard. Right now, as I said before, we have almost 800,000 people that already voted. As you can see, we're mostly on track for the same turnout we got in 2025, so we're 20,000 less, but it's mostly the same. But don't forget something here, which is very, very important. We should expect a smaller turnout than in 2025. Why? Because we have less satellite locations in the early in-person voting. This means people now need to go to smaller number of precincts available for them to vote early. And early in-person voting is a very, very big method of voting in the state of Virginia, or the Commonwealth of Virginia, if you will. And don't forget something as well. We'll have election day, and we got a massive turnout on election day in 2025. We may not see that same thing happening this cycle, but we'll see. Everything can surprise us, and everything is fair game until election day. I just want to show you here something as well. So this is the turnout we have. As you can see, this is a comparison to 2025, or half of it, basically. And here in the districts, this is very interesting stuff, because the 6th congressional district, which is the one that is the most advanced, voted by the Republicans. This is 2024 margins by almost 30 points. And the one that is the most, that is the slowest right now, it's the 8th, I think. And as you can see, it voted by the Democrats. You don't have here the margin, but I'm going to show you later. This voted for the Democrats by more than 40 points, I think. So this is actually important. When you go here to the congressional district turnout, you can see that this is a mass. This is the new districts you see from alongside from Fairfax. You go all the way from to Virginia. So you just go from Fairfax up all the way to Richmond. So this is just it's not a great scenario. I mean, you look at this thing, it's just bad, and this map is not fair at all. But we can argue that the Republicans are doing same things in Texas and in other places of the country. So yeah, this is the current map. You see, it's very fair actually. And as you can see, the less green the color, the lower the turnout. So you can see in Fairfax area and alongside, you have very low turnout. In the 10th district, also this is the 11th and the 8th, so you see a very, very low turnout. And where is the 6th that I was showing to you? The 8th I was showing to you that has the lowest turnout percentage-wise in comparison to 2025. It's Alexandria, it's Arlington. You may think it's close to Washington, D.C. It's very democratic, as you can see. 47 points in 2024 House. It was 40 points in the presidential race. So you can see it's very, very blue. Also, the turnout relative to the whole turnout in the state, you can compare congressional districts because they have the same population, is very low in Democratic areas. This is Norfolk. It's a bit of Suffolk, also a bit of Virginia Beach and Chesterfield. This is not great as well. You can see Democrats split 35 in the presidential race. You can see here as well. If you go here to the turnout in the order of the turnout, you can see the more Republican ones have higher turnout than the Democratic ones. You can see that as well if you go from locality. So this is my county. You can see, look at Fairfax. This is Fairfax County. It's the biggest county in the state. It has almost 100,000 people there that already voted. It's only 10% of the total turnout in Fairfax. So if you go here to Republican ones like this is Giles County, 17%. If you go to Buchanan, you probably are asking, but that's even lower than Fairfax. But there's a big question here. Republicans usually turn out on election day, so it's expected, this is all expected, to go below the average of the state in Republican counties, because they should turn out faster on election day. But if you go to Richmond, that's the capital, so it's Rico. If you go to Richmond, only 9%. So you see also smaller number of turnout. You see higher where? You see higher here around Virginia Beach city area to the north. So you see here in James City County, in Matthews, this is Matthews, almost more than 30%. So if you go to Northampton, look at this county. This county is very important. You may think it's only 2,000 people, so it's 2026 actually. Very interesting. It's the year we are, but you may think this doesn't matter. It's a very small number of people, but it does. Why? Because this county usually votes with a win. I'm going to show you right here in the Virginia 2025 results. So you just got here. This is Northampton. You just go to Northampton. I'm not sure. I cannot click there. I don't know why. Okay, it's okay. You got. So you see 10 points. It was 17. I'm sorry. It was 15 overall. It's slightly more Republican, even though it usually votes. This failed more in this governor election. I don't know why, but if you go, for example, to 2024, I think it voted by 6 and Kamala won by 5, so it's mostly the same. And if you go, it's a very small county, so it's usually fast to count every vote. This is map of 2025. Spamberger won by 15. So why is this possible to Republicans to win the referendum, even though it seems that it's going to be impossible? You saw that in Wisconsin, Democrats won by 20. So why this is possible? Because the Republicans are counting in many Democrats that are moderates, so they won't vote with the referendum because they don't believe this is the correct thing to do. That's their assumption they're getting in order to win. But if Republicans are going to win and on election night, I'm going to have a more detailed video about this, the things you should know on election night. But if you go here to the map, see the map of Virginia. It's quite red as mainly every state in America. But if you go here, if the Republicans are doing well, you're going to see that in Chesterfield County and in Loudoun County. Loudoun County because of Latinos, and Republicans, if they're doing well, they're getting more Latino percentage, and also in Chesterfield because of the suburban areas. And this is very important for the Republicans, or to know in the referendum. When I mean Republicans, I mean the no, to win in Chesterfield County as well, or Rico as well. Very powerful. It should be a suburban area within 20, maybe closer if you can. Republicans got that in 2021 with Glenn Youngkin for the governorship, and he won because of that. Also, Virginia Beach military area here, quite beautiful as well. You see that the strength in the suburban areas here around Virginia Beach and Norfolk, also around Richmond and around Fairfax. Fairfax County is the turnout. It's very important for the Democrats, and the percentage. Right now, you can see here, this is just an estimate of the EV turnout. If you go here in terms of this is prediction. This projection right now in turnout, I don't believe that. At least I don't agree with their methodology. But I mean, everyone has their assumption. I don't agree with them, but I just want to show you here something in terms of the early voting when you compare to 2025. You can see here all the precincts together. It's more than 2,000 precincts. You just see here the slope. It's slightly more Republican. So the more turnout, it's a very slow correlation, but the higher turnout, the higher percentage of Republicans. You can see here as well in Buchanan, for example. Look at the turnout. It's very bright. So you see a lot of turnout in Republican areas. If you compare the colors, purple ones around Virginia, around Fairfax, also around Richmond. So that means smaller turnout in comparison to 2025. But it's very important that you vote. It's very important that you vote if you are from Virginia. Don't forget something. I said in the previous video that the no was leading, at least so far, in terms of the turnout wise. Right now, I still maintain my prediction, which Democrats can actually surprise us during next week. And also don't forget something. We still have the election day vote, and that will be very important if the Democrats can actually surprise us again, as they did in New Jersey and in Virginia last year. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new, and leave a like in the video down below to help the channel grow even faster. And I'll be back on Sunday with another video. Thank you.